What is up, guys, and welcome to today's prediction video. So for today's video we will be looking at the North London derby taking place this weekend on the 24th of September between Arsenal Football Club and Tottenham Hotspur. The last meeting between these two sides was on the 15th of January 2023 in the Premier League last season. The Gunners played away from home at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium but managed to squeeze out a 2-0 victory, courtesy of, I'm gonna call it, two very bad blunders from Tottenham goalkeeper Hugo Lloris. In the 14th minute, technically Bukayo Saka opened the scoring. I think he just drives through the defense here, and I personally think he's going for a cross. But there's enough power in it to sort of just confuse Lloris, and it looks like Lloris hits the ball and it goes into his own net. Not the most ideal start for Spurs. And it just got worse from there, because if you look at the match, Arsenal were knocking on the door time and time again. Odegaard in particular, taking shots from range. I think Thomas Partey hit the crossbar at one point as well, or the upright. Before, in the 36th minute, Odegaard would eventually get his goal. A left-footed drive from out of the box past Hugo Lloris, leaving him absolutely no chance. 2-0 to Arsenal on the day. Okay, we start off our team analysis portion of the video with the home side, which would be Arsenal in this fixture. Now, it's 4 wins and a draw for the Gunners so far, that one draw coming against Fulham. And in their last game, they won 4-0 against PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League group stages. Currently, I think the best player for Arsenal would definitely be Bukayo Saka, without a doubt. 2 goals, 2 assists. It's looking good for Bukayo Saka. He's quick, he's tricky. I think he's really found his feet last season, and it's just continued on to this season. He's definitely a player for us to watch. Next up, Martin Odegaard. I mean, who can forget that gorgeous goal last season in the North London derby? It was a fantastic goal. But Odegaard has really come into his own as well. I think Odegaard fulfills the role that perhaps Gunners fans thought would be filled by somebody like Mesut Ozil. That's funny, they have the same initials, M-O. But Odegaard just is so fantastic at what he does. And I think he'll be conducting things for the Gunners. He'll be at the heart of all the things good happening for them. And lastly, I want to talk about Nketiah. Now, personally, I've always just overlooked Nketiah in the Arsenal squad. I just thought maybe not the best buy. Boy, was I wrong. Nketiah seems to be the perfect utility knife for Arsenal. Whenever the others just can't seem to get something, Nketiah is the one who actually ends up getting it. And I think he's going to end up doing something special against Tottenham Hotspur as well. Next up, we got to look at Tottenham. Now, Tottenham are also 4 wins and a single loss. And that loss was also against Fulham. So it seems like Fulham is playing an important role in this fixture already. Spurs' last match was against Sheffield United, which they won 2-1. Spurs have been excluded from European competition this season because of how poorly they did last season. So no Champions League, no Europa League, no Conference League. None of the above. So their players would be well rested. And speaking of players, we got to look at Son Heung-min. The man has become the captain at Spurs since the departure of Harry Kane, and he's done fantastically so far. It's 3 goals for Son, and I think Spurs really appreciate the fact that he has come into a different role. He's no longer just a winger who creates. Now he's a leader on the pitch as well, and that's exactly what Spurs needed. Next up, I want to talk James Maddison. It's 2 goals and 2 assists for Maddison. He's the best of both worlds. Again, one of those players where Spurs bought him and I was a bit skeptical about what was going on there, but he fits like a glove. I think he is the heir apparent to perhaps the spot left vacant by somebody like Christian Eriksen or even Luka Modric. I really rate Maddison that high. And finally, I want to talk about Richarlison. Richarlison had a terrible season last season. I think if you want a player who encapsulates Spurs' season last season, I think it was Richarlison, without a doubt. He was all over the show. I think Richarlison actually spent more time getting booked and just being injured. A lot of it was off the field problems that again spilled into his game plan and became on the pitch problems. But he seems to have put that behind him, and he's already got a goal and an assist, and it's looking good for Richarlison, turning over a new leaf for the upcoming season. Okay, on to the S3M2 verdict. Now, I'm not gonna lie, for years this has been Arsenal's fixture, and I think Spurs fans are probably sick and tired of hearing about it now. But as it stands, the last 5, it's still skewed a little in the Gunners' way. 3 wins for them, 2 wins for Spurs in the last 5. I think this season, like I said in the analysis portions or the team analysis portion, Fulham seems to be the common theme here between these two North London sides. But the difference is Arsenal went out and they drew against Fulham, while Spurs got knocked out of the EFL Cup by Fulham. I genuinely think that Spurs have really changed how they play this season. Maybe they're not as dependent on somebody like Harry Kane this season. But I think the difference between Spurs and Arsenal is Arsenal seems to be a team that is just full of attacking quality. Now, I'm not saying that Spurs don't have that. I just look at the teams and I feel as though Spurs don't have the squad depth that Arsenal have. I spoke about Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard and Nketiah. But what about Trossard and Gabriel Jesus? And I mean Declan Rice as well. I just think Arsenal have just a little bit everywhere compared to Spurs. Now, that's not saying that Spurs can't win this. Of course they can. But it being at the Emirates, and judging from how Arsenal have played, I mean the form that they're feeling after having beaten PSV, they must be swimming right now. Like, they must be flying high. And I think that'll spill over into this match. Sure, the argument could be made that because Arsenal played a midweek fixture, the players would be more tired. But I don't think that's going to affect them too much. I think that's why Arsenal have the squad depth that they have. It's to prepare for seasons like this and for matches like this where you have a big match and then another big match immediately after. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time. And the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.